Now you go below the face. The body never lies, even when the face tries to. Signal 1. The torso direction. Here is something powerful. The human torso unconsciously points towards whatever it wants, away from whatever it fears or dislikes or wants to escape from. Joe Navarro documented this in his landmark book, What Every Body is Saying. If someone's torso is angled toward you, they are engaged. They want to be there. They want to be with you. If their torso is angled away, even slightly, even while their face smiles at you, their body wants to leave. Here is the dark part. In business meetings, watch where people point their torso, not their eyes, not their words, their torso. The person with the most torso attention has the most real influence in that room, even if they're not speaking. Signal 2. Self-soothing behaviors. What nobody tells you is that stress makes the body touch itself, not deliberately, automatically, as a calming mechanism. Watch for these signals, especially after a direct question. Neck touching, specifically the neck dimple, the hollow between the collarbones. Women touch this area when they feel threatened or uncertain. Ear touching, pulling the earlobe, rubbing behind the ear. Classic self-soothing, classic stress indicator. Face touching, the nose rub, the lip press, the chin stroke. All happening because the nervous system is trying to calm itself down. Here is the rule. The more self-touching you see immediately after a question, the higher the stress level. The higher the stress level, the more that question touched something real. Signal 3. Feet and leg direction. Here is the most overlooked signal. Most people manage their face. Many people manage their hands. Almost nobody manages their feet. Here is the dark part. Feet point towards desire, away from discomfort. If someone's feet point towards the door, they want to leave, no matter what their mouth says. If someone's feet point towards you, in a group of people, you have their real attention, even if they're talking to someone else. Stanford research on nonverbal communication confirmed that foot direction is one of the most reliable, unconscious interest indicators in human behavior. Start watching feet. They'll tell you everything the face was trained to hide. Chapter 5. The hands, the truth tellers you ignore. Hands are the second most expressive part of the human body after the face, and they're far easier to read because people forget about them. Signal 1. Hidden palms. Open palms facing upward signal honesty and openness. This is ancient, hardwired, primal. Open palms showed you carried no weapon, no threat, no hidden intent. When someone hides their palms, puts hands in pockets, crosses arms, sits on their hands, they are psychologically concealing. Here's what nobody tells you. Ask someone a direct question. Watch what their hands do in the first 2 seconds. Palms open, likely honest. Palms hidden, something is concealed. Signal 2. Hand to face during speech. When someone covers their mouth while speaking, the subconscious is trying to block the words coming out. Research from Dr. Desmond Morris, Oxford University, documented this as one of the oldest deception signals observed in human behavior. The body tries to stop the lie even when the mind has decided to tell it. Here is the dark part. This signal also appears when someone is listening to you. If someone touches their mouth while you're speaking, they don't believe you. They're holding back what they really think about your words, about you. Signal 3, the steeple. Fingertips pressed together, pointing upward like a church steeple. This is the confidence signal, the dominant signal, the I know something you don't signal. Navarro documented that high-confidence individuals use the steeple constantly. Low-confidence individuals almost never do. But here's the truth. When a confident person suddenly drops the steeple and begins wringing their hands, something shifted. Something you said or asked broke through their confidence. Watch for that transition. That's the moment of real vulnerability. That's the moment of truth. Chapter 6, Voice, the signal between the words. Now we move to something most body language courses skip, the voice. Remember Dr. Mehrabian? 38% of communication is in the voice, not the words, the voice carrying them. Signal 1, pitch changes. When someone is stressed or lying, vocal pitch rises. The larynx tightens. Muscles around the throat contract under stress. The voice goes up, slightly, sometimes dramatically. Here's what nobody tells you. Vocal stress analysis technology used by law enforcement detects deception through micro-tremors in vocal frequency. Your ear can be trained to detect the cruder version of exactly that signal. Signal 2, speech rate changes. Most people speak at a consistent rate, a rate they're comfortable with. When that rate suddenly changes, pay close attention. Sudden slowing means they're choosing words carefully, constructing rather than recalling. Sudden speeding up means they want to get past a specific point quickly, rush through the dangerous part, hope you don't notice. Here is the dark part. People speed up through lies, then slow back down once they're back on safe ground. That acceleration and deceleration brackets the deception, like quotation marks around the untruth. Signal 3, verbal distancing. This is the most underrated signal. Pay attention to pronouns. Honest people use direct personal language. I did this. I was there. I remember exactly. Deceptive people unconsciously distance themselves from their own statements. That happened. Things were said. It was a difficult situation. No I, no personal ownership, no direct claim. Dr. James Pennebaker, University of Texas, analyzed thousands of statements from confirmed deceivers. The pattern was consistent. Liars use fewer first-person pronouns, across cultures, across languages, every single time. Chapter 7, Cluster Reading, the Professional Method. Now you have the individual signals, but here's where amateurs fail. They read one signal and make a judgment. That's dangerous. That's how you get it wrong. Here is what professionals do. They read clusters. A cluster is 3 or more signals appearing together in response to the same stimulus. One signal is noise. 2 signals is interesting. 3 or more signals is a pattern. A pattern is truth. Here is the dark part. Someone crosses their arms. Maybe they're cold. Someone crosses their arms and looks away, and their feet point to the door. That's a cluster. That person wants out of the conversation, of the relationship, of the room. What nobody tells you is that you must also establish a baseline first. A baseline is how this specific person behaves when completely relaxed. Some people cross their arms when they're comfortable. That's their normal. You're not reading body language. You're reading changes in body language, from their personal baseline. Spend the first 5 minutes of any interaction just observing. Ask easy, safe questions. Note their natural state. Then, ask the question that matters, and watch what changes. That change is your answer. Now you know. You know what most people will never know. You can read the eyes. You can decode the face. You can interpret the body. You can hear beneath the voice. You can cluster signals like a professional. But here's the truth that separates the truly skilled from everyone else. Reading people isn't about catching liars. It's about understanding humans, including yourself. Because here is the dark part nobody ever considers.